Welcome back, Retro Gamers, to video 2 in the short videos series, Top 10 Tricks for Destiny of an Emperor. Tricks are those principles that the game never tells you. You've got to figure them out on your own, and in order to prevent you from having to take a lot of extra time and repetition in the game, I'm going to share those tricks with you. And the trick for today is Battle Math 102. Now, in the last video, we talked about Battle Math 101, that is the strength of your generals and the strength of the weaponry and the number of soldiers relative to the number of casualties that you can inflict on an opponent. Today, we're going to talk about Battle Math 102, and that is the use of the intelligence of your generals in order to use tactics. Now, when you talk in Destiny of an Emperor about tactics or strategies or martial arts, they are all one and the same thing, and it's roughly equivalent to magic in any of your other role-playing games. So keep that in mind, and we'll take a look at Liu Bei and his battle group. They're about to attack the fortress of Mount Dajing, where another group of yellow scarves are ensconced. And let's just take a quick look at some of these generals. And Liu Bei, we remember, very strong and very, very intelligent, although the weaponry right now is not very impressive. And Chen Deng that we got, he joined our group in Qingzhou Castle. Now, he is not all that strong, just middling strong, but he is also very intelligent, with an intelligence of 157. Now, keep that in mind, and take a look at the tactics box. It was empty the last time we looked at the battle profile, but now Chen Deng can use two different tactics. Lian Wo is a fire tactic. You can throw fire at the opponent. Wo Jian is a protection against fire. So he's got those two tactics in his portfolio. The other general who can use tactics in our group right now is our tactician Mi Ji. And he's also got an intelligence of 157. He's not quite as strong as Chen Deng, which is why we selected Mi Ji as the tactician. More on that later. In any case, we are about to attack Mount Dajing Fortress, and we'll talk about the use of intelligence and relative to the generals that you'll do battle with. Now, take a look at this general here. He has an interesting headdress. I call it the Frankenstein headdress, and you notice the two bolts sticking out of the sides. So this signifies that he is a tactician, a martial artist, if you will. And you may remember that Chen Deng and Mi Ji, both of our guys, have these same headdresses. Now, even though Liu Bei doesn't have that headdress, because he is so very smart, he can be successful in using tactics. Now, here's the principle. The smarter your general, the more likely he is to be successful using tactics. The smarter the opponent, the more likely he is to be able to defend against those tactics and make those tactics of no use. The dumber the general on our side, the less likely he is to be successful. The dumber general on the other side, the more likely he is to be susceptible to tactics. So the principle is you use your smart generals to attack your dumb opponents with tactics, and you use your stronger generals to use weaponry against the smart generals in your opponents, or against the smart groups in your opponents. So let's just go through this battle and show how that works. Again, Liu Bei is very, very strong, but he's smart enough that we're going to give him at least one round to use tactics. And he is going to use that fire tactic. But before we do that, let's take a look at the generals he's fighting. Zhang Bao is not very strong, but he's pretty smart. Now, he's not as smart as Liu Bei, but, why take the chance? So we're going to use muscle against Zhang Bao. Let's take a look at his cohort here, Qing Yuan Ji. And he is not all that strong, but really not smart. So we can probably be successful in using tactics against him. So the principle is the smart generals using tactics against the dumb generals on the other side. Qing Chendeng, take a look at his headdress, got the Frankenstein headdress. We're going to let him use tactics also against Qing Yuanji. Now notice we selected Lian Ho. Right now we've got 9 tactical points available, okay? And we target Qing Yuanji with another of those 2 points. Now we're going to use our muscle, as I said before, against Zhang Bao. So Zhang Fei and Guan Yu are 2 of our strongest generals. So they're going to attack Zhang Bao. And then Mi Ji, take a look at his headdress again. So we're going to let him use tactics against Qing Yuanji. Notice we only have 7 tactical points left. So we can tell by this that every time we use the Lian Wo tactic, it costs us 2 tactical points. And that's pretty much the principle. Let's see how we fare. One of our guys failed in his fire tactic. Liu Bei was very successful with his. And Lian Wo was very successful with, Mi Ji was very successful with his. Okay, so that's the end of one battle round. We're going to switch to muscle for Liu Bei. We're going to use weaponry against Zhang Bao. Chendeng, we've still got some tactical points left, so let's attack Qing Yuanji with tactics. Muscle, muscle, tactics. And this will be our last shot, because if we only have 1 tactical point left, it's not much good for anything during this battle anymore. Okay, let's see how we go. Mi Ji is successful. Qing Yuanji is down below 100 fighters now. So we've knocked down more than half of his striking capability. Zhang Bao is still way up there though. And now we're going to switch over to an all muscle attack. We're going to split off this one general per Battle Math 101 to pick some low-hanging fruit here and knock this rebel force down by more than half of its striking capability. And now it's a question of just taking Zhang Bao down below 100 so that we can minimize his striking capability. Now he just tried to use a tactics on us and it was unsuccessful. So that's good news. And now maybe we can take him down below 100 before he uses some muscle on us. There we go. All right, so we've got all of our opponents down below 100 people now. Unlike the attack with armaments, the attack with tactics can be successful, just as successful, after a battle unit is below 100 than it was before. So it's not the same as the armaments attacks. The tactics, the strategies, the martial arts are effective down to the last soldier on an intelligent general like Zhang Bao. So he's just used a tactic that is protection against fire. The good news is we've already used up all of our tactics anyway, so it's not going to have any effect. And that's the difference between us and the opponents. They sometimes use some random attacks that are of no value. And hopefully we're smart enough to make every one of our tactical attacks count. So we're ganging up on Zhang Bao, and we're going to try to take him right off the board. We're going to try to rout him, because even though he's down very low, well, he's gone now, but even if he were down to one soldier, he could still hit us with a fire attack, for example. But now we've got Zhang Bao off the board. We're about to destroy Qing Wan Ji, and this battle will be pretty much over. We'll be able to go to the all-out function to finish off the rebels. But that is the difference between BattleMath 101 armaments and BattleMath 102 tactics, strategies, martial arts. Let me know if you've got questions. Put them in the comments section of my YouTube channel, and I look forward to interacting with you when I bring you the next of the top 10 tricks for Destiny of an Emperor. Thanks for watching.